I ask forgiveness every day without any expectation that I will be forgiven. But I know the people that I hurt and, and I still do. And I'm not even remotely perfect. And I still screw up. And,
I
and
feel like I
yeah,
have to say, like, I'm really sorry that I contributed to that. Like, I just feel really shitty. Like, I feel guilty because, like, hearing you talk about, I mean, basically having the worst moments of your life. Like, I always speak about on my show how a lot of these kids growing up aren't going to even know what it was like before social media, where you could just make a mistake and like have that be over, and you got to grow up. And now it's like they're digging and they're finding people's
yeah,
tweets from when they're 17. They're an idiot. They wrote the N word once, and they like want to hang them when they're 40. I just saw you as a caricature, and it was definitely, like I said, like feeling gaslit by the political machine, convinced that it was just the left that partook in this political machine. And I just like really want to say, like, genuinely, like, I'm so sorry that I just didn't even consider he's a crackhead, and like,
look,
like, that's actually a very relatable
I'm,
thing, and he
yeah,
shouldn't be,
yeah,
like, to have that is just
yeah.
unbelievable to consider
Well,
every worst thing that you've ever done.
I am, like I told you before we started, I cry very easily.
Like, but I just feel like
Yeah,
it's not who I wanna be, and I think
yeah,
I've come a long way from that in general, and, like, but I did partake in just the inhumanity of just, look at this guy at the worst moment of his life, like, with prostitutes, he's on crack, he's on drugs, and
yeah.
we should make fun of him because it makes us feel good, um, or it makes us feel like we're somehow beating the machine, and that it was, I think, a really warped viewpoint, and hearing you speak about it today, I'm just like, "Wow, that is
You
so gross that I partook."
you have so much, and I mean this in a good way, so much power because I think that the your audience absolutely trust you. And the reason that they trust you is because you've shown an enormous amount of courage of speaking your mind, particularly as it related to someone that you love like a brother, and everything that has transpired since then, which is a immediate rejection of power and an immediate rejection of and knowing that you were just going to get the shit beat out of you. For you to say that to me, I truly mean it. Just from a purely selfish point of view, it means the world.
Yeah,
And
just no one
and
deserves
that it
that.
was, and I didn't. I truly didn't come here for that. I came here because you know what? But God, if we could have this conversation and genuinely, authentically believe that, like I think just opens the door for and a few other people without being, with all humility, like maybe a few other people.
And there is a freedom in it too. Like, there's a freedom that your worst moments of just, like,
Yeah,
there's nothing
totally.
else.
What are you gonna say?
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
like
Like I think,
you've got me butt naked up with
yeah,
the crack pipe. So I
yeah,
mean, I
exactly.
survived it, and so
Yeah,
you have it, and
yeah,
it allows you to kind of
yeah,
return to who you are, because it's,
yeah.
addiction is, I wouldn't wish it. I always say, like, people growing up and seeing what it's done to families, and seeing a lot of stuff when I was younger, like, really made me, like, again, I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, I can't even imagine.
Imagine if you could talk about it. Imagine if you could have openly talked about it, and the person that you were confronting or doing it is like, were able to say, like this is, like we got to do something about this. Come on, everybody, let's do something about it. I want to start an aftercare program for people for free because the biggest thing that happens is people go to detox and they go to recovery center or rehab and they get out after 30 days and they got nowhere to go. And so one of the things that I'm trying to do is start a free aftercare program. And there's a couple. There's one in Kentucky that is a really beautiful model. But if I could do that, I work with an organization called Boston Universal. I'm the development director there, and they do tenants' rights and and homeless prevention. Like I know what we all can agree on. We can all agree on that, that people can't afford to pay the rent and need to be able to figure out a way to stay in their houses before it becomes a mother with 3 kids that are homeless.
Mm.
We know where that leads. But these kinds of things is what I want to use, what I'm doing, I want to do that. I also want to make a living. I also want to be able to pay my debt. I also want to be able to do the things that